Top 3 Rare Washington Quarters, 1983p, 1980p, 1982d worth thousands. Hold on tight. The 1983p, 1980p, and 1982d Washington quarters could be sitting in your change, worth thousands. These rare, ultra-state coins are hiding hidden value with minting errors and high grades. Stick around to discover how these unassuming quarters could bring you huge profits. Imagine holding a coin that was minted over 40 years ago and, today, could be worth hundreds, even thousands, of dollars. What if I told you that a simple 1983p Washington quarter could be sitting in your pocket right now, waiting to make you a fortune? Sounds unbelievable, right? But it's true. Stick with me to the end of this video because you're about to discover why the 1983p Washington quarter might just be the rarest coin you'll ever find, and the value could completely blow your mind. History of the 1983p Washington quarter. The 1983p Washington quarter was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, and while the coin itself appears ordinary at first glance, there's a fascinating story behind it. The quarter is part of the Washington Quarter series, which has been in circulation since 1932 to commemorate the bicentennial of George Washington's birth. The design has undergone minor changes over the years, but the 1983p Washington quarter is one of the most intriguing due to a few key factors that we'll uncover. The minting and rarity of the 1983p Washington quarter. In 1983, the United States Mint produced over 600 million quarters, the majority of which were produced at the Philadelphia Mint. The P on the 1983p Washington quarter signifies that it was minted in Philadelphia. While this may seem like a high number, it's important to understand that most of these coins were widely distributed and circulated, which means they are not rare in the traditional sense. So, if the coin is so abundant, why is it so special? The rarity of the 1983p Washington quarter comes from its unique characteristics that make it highly sought after by collectors. Over time, the value of this coin has appreciated due to certain production anomalies, such as die errors, which have made the coin increasingly scarce. The rare 1983p quarter. Why it's so valuable. While a regular 1983p Washington quarter typically doesn't have much value beyond face value, a few rare variations have been discovered. These variations are a coin collector's dream and can push the value into the hundreds, thousands, or even higher for certain pieces. Here's what makes the 1983p quarter unique. Die errors and minting mistakes. One of the key reasons this coin is worth so much money lies in the potential for die errors and minting mistakes that occurred during production. In fact, some of these mistakes can make your 1983p Washington quarter incredibly valuable. Double die obverse. DDO. One of the most sought-after errors in the 1983p Washington quarter series is the double die obverse. This error occurs when the coin dies were misaligned during the minting process, causing the design to be struck twice. If you come across a 1983p quarter with a noticeable double strike, particularly around the letters or numbers, you could be holding a rare coin worth anywhere from hundreds to thousands of dollars. Die cracks and cuts. Another error that can increase the value of a 1983p Washington quarter are die cracks or cut errors. These defects happen when a crack forms in the die used to strike the coin. These cracks often appear on the coin's surface, and coins with these errors can be very valuable to collectors. Even minor die cracks can increase the value of your coin, especially if the crack is visible and distinctive. Off-center strikes. Some 1983p quarters were struck off-center, meaning the design wasn't perfectly aligned with the edges of the coin. These off-center quarters are relatively rare and can be worth several $100s depending on how much of the coin's design is missing. Coins with off-center strikes have a unique, misstruck appearance that makes them highly desirable. Condition matters. Grading the 1983p quarter. Like any collectible coin, the condition of your 1983p Washington quarter plays a huge role in its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1, poor, to 70, perfect. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. If you have a 1983p Washington quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could be worth far more than one that has been heavily circulated. A coin in MS-65 mint state condition could be worth anywhere from $20 to $100. However, If it is graded at MS 67 or higher, it could fetch anywhere from $200 to $500. And if it features one of the rare errors mentioned above, the value can soar into the thousands. How rare is the 1983p Washington quarter? The rarity of the 1983p Washington quarter comes from the fact that most of them were widely circulated and are no longer in mint condition. While millions of these quarters were produced, the number of pristine or error-struck coins remaining is relatively low. Coin collectors and investors alike are constantly on the lookout for these rare specimens, making them valuable to the right buyer. How much is the 1983p Washington quarter worth? While the 1983p Washington quarter isn't generally considered rare, if you happen to find one with a minting error, its value can skyrocket. Some of the most significant sales of these quarters have brought in hundreds to thousands of dollars at auction. A typical 1983p Washington quarter might be worth $5 to $10 in decent condition if there are no notable errors. However, if you come across a coin in excellent condition or one with a unique minting error, you could see values climbing as high as $1,000, or even more in rare instances. Why you should care about the 1983p Washington quarter as a coin collector or investor? The 1983p Washington quarter is one of those coins that has the potential to surprise you with its value. It's not just the large mintage that makes it special, it's the fact that very few high-quality, error-free, or error-prone examples remain in circulation. Finding a 1983p Washington quarter with a minting error or in pristine condition could mean cashing in on a significant find. And even if you're not a collector, it's worth checking through your loose change from time to time, as you never know when you'll come across a coin that could be worth hundreds, or even thousands, of dollars. Have you ever thought that a simple quarter could be hiding in your pocket, worth not just a few cents, but hundreds, or even thousands of dollars? That's right, the 1980p Washington quarter is far more than just pocket change, it's a treasure chest waiting to be unlocked. Stick with me through this video, because by the end, you'll know exactly what to look for, and your ordinary 1980p quarter could turn into a hidden goldmine worth a small fortune. Could it be worth more than you ever imagined? The answer might shock you. Let's dive in. History of the 1980p Washington quarter. The 1980p Washington quarter is part of the larger Washington quarter series, which was introduced in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. This iconic coin has remained a staple of American currency for decades, and despite its familiar design, certain years and mint marks hold special significance in the world of coin collecting. The 1980p quarter's production and rarity. In 1980, the U.S. Mint produced a total of over 600 million quarters. At first glance, this seems like a high number, and logically, you might assume that most of these coins are still in circulation. However, this isn't always the case. The 1980p quarter was widely used for daily transactions, which means that many of them have been worn down, lost, or damaged over the years. The result? Fewer high-quality, pristine examples of this coin are still around. But why does this matter? The rarity of the 1980p Washington quarter isn't just in the number of coins left in good condition, it's in the potential for valuable errors and the condition in which a surviving coin might be found. Coins that are well preserved or feature certain minting mistakes can command a premium price in the market. What makes the 1980p quarter valuable? It's not just the passage of time that makes the 1980p Washington quarter valuable, there are several factors that contribute to its worth. Let's break it down. Minting errors and anomalies. Double die obverse, DDO. One of the most common and lucrative errors in the 1980p Washington quarter is the double die obverse, DDO. This occurs when the coin dies are misaligned during the minting process, causing the design to be struck twice. This can result in a noticeable doubling of letters and numbers on the front of the coin. For a DDO to be valuable, the doubling has to be significant and visible to the naked eye. These quarters, if found in good condition, can be worth anywhere from hundreds to several $1,000s, depending on the severity of the error. Off-center strikes. Another potential error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned with the die, resulting in a misaligned design. Off-center strikes, especially those that have a substantial portion of the design missing, can be very valuable. These types of errors are sought after by collectors and can bring anywhere from $100 to $1,000, depending on the severity and overall condition of the coin. Die cracks and cuts. A die crack occurs when a crack forms on the coin die, which is used to strike the coin. This crack is then transferred to the coin, leaving a visible line or crack on the surface of the quarter. In some cases, these cracks can be found along the edge of the coin, or sometimes they create what is known as a cud, a raised portion of the coin where part of the die has broken off. Coins with die cracks and cuds are often considered error coins, and while these errors are relatively common, they can still fetch a nice price in the right condition. Condition of the coin, grading matters. The condition of your 1980p Washington quarter is crucial in determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale of 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Even if your 1980p quarter doesn't have a minting error, a coin that is in uncirculated or excellent condition is worth more than a heavily circulated one. A coin in MS-65, mint state, condition might be worth around $10 to $30, but as the coin's grade improves, so does its value. An MS-67 or higher can bring in $100 to $200, and coins with unique errors can easily jump to the $500 plus range. An MS-69 or even perfect coin in MS-70 condition could be worth several $1,000s, especially if the coin has a rare error. The appeal of error coins. While the 1980p Washington quarter may not be one of the most well-known error coins, its minting mistakes and potential to surprise make it an exciting prospect for collectors. The market for error coins has been growing, and collectors are always searching for coins with defects, because they are unique and provide something that a typical coin doesn't. As time goes on, the value of error coins only increases, and a quarter that was worth just a few cents when it was first minted could be worth an enormous sum today. How much could a 1980p Washington quarter be worth? Now that you understand what makes the 1980p Washington quarter special, let's talk about the potential value. Standard 1980p Washington quarters. These quarters, in average condition and without errors, typically trade for face value to around $2 to $5. However, they can still hold some value to collectors who are seeking well-preserved examples. 1980p quarters with minting errors. The most exciting possibilities are for quarters with errors. A double die obverse or an off-center strike can fetch several hundred to thousands of dollars, depending on the rarity of the error and the condition of the coin. Prices for these types of error coins can range from $200 to over $5,000 for the most significant and rare examples. The ultimate prize, perfect MS-70 grade quarters. If you're fortunate enough to come across a 1980p Washington quarter in perfect condition, MS-70, and especially if it has a significant error like a DDO, you could be looking at a coin worth upwards of $10,000 or more. While these are incredibly rare, the search for them is what makes coin collecting so thrilling. Imagine holding a quarter in your hand, a simple coin that's been around for over 40 years, but little did you know, it could be worth hundreds, maybe even thousands, of dollars. That's right, the 1982D Washington quarter, which seems like an ordinary coin, could be hiding a rare treasure that's worth much more than its face value. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in your pocket change that could make you a fortune. Ready to discover a hidden gem in your collection? Let's dive in. History of the 1982D Washington quarter. The 1982D Washington quarter is a part of the iconic Washington quarter series, which has been in circulation since 1932. The series originally debuted to celebrate George Washington's 200th birthday and quickly became a staple in American coinage. The 1982D quarter, minted in Denver, continues to carry the Washington portrait on its obverse, front, and an eagle perched on a branch on its reverse, back. However, there's much more to this particular quarter than meets the eye. The rarity and potential of the 1982D Washington quarter. It's crucial to understand that the 1982D quarter, despite its high mintage, can still be very valuable, but it comes down to a few key factors: condition, possible minting errors, and how these coins have held up over the years. Let's break it down. Minting errors. The key to value. Like many collectible coins, the true value of the 1982D Washington quarter can skyrocket depending on whether it contains minting errors. These errors are what collectors are constantly on the lookout for, and some of these mistakes can make your coin worth a fortune. So, what are the minting mistakes that make this coin valuable? Die cracks and cuds. one of the most common types of minting errors found in the 1982 D quarter is die cracks. A die crack occurs when a crack forms in the die used to strike the coin. The crack is then transferred to the coin during the minting process, and you'll often see these cracks on the surface of the coin. Cuds, another type of die-related error, occur when a portion of the die breaks off, creating a raised, irregular feature on the coin's surface. While these errors are more common, they still contribute to a coin's rarity and value. Double die obverse, DDO. The double die obverse, DDO, error is one of the most sought-after mistakes in the world of coin collecting. This error happens when the coin dies are misaligned during the minting process, causing the design to be struck multiple times. As a result, the coin will show doubling on certain features, such as the date or the letters in Liberty or In God We Trust. If you find a 1982 D quarter with noticeable doubling, you might be looking at a coin worth hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars, depending on the severity of the error and its overall condition. Off-center strikes. Another minting error that can make the 1982 D Washington quarter valuable is an off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned with the die, and the design ends up striking off-center. Depending on how far off-center the strike is, these coins can be worth several $100s or more. The more extreme the misalignment, the higher the value. Clashed die errors. A clashed die error happens when the obverse die and reverse die come into contact with each other, transferring the design from one side of the coin to the other. This error is rarer and more valuable, often adding significant worth to the coin. Condition and grading. The key to unlocking high value. The condition of the 1982 D Washington quarter is crucial in determining its value. Coins are graded based on their appearance, with grades ranging from 1, poor, to 70, perfect. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. While it may not seem like a big deal to most people, a well-preserved coin in pristine condition is worth far more than one that has been heavily circulated. For example, a 1982 D Washington quarter in mint state 65, MS 65, condition might be worth between $10 to $25, depending on the quality and minor characteristics. As the grade increases, so does the value. A MS 66 might fetch anywhere from $50 to $100. A MS 67 or higher can bring in $200 or more, especially if there are unique features like a die crack, cud, or other minting errors. The most pristine coins, graded MS 68 or MS 69, can bring in several $100s. But here's where things get really interesting. If the coin has a rare minting error like a double die obverse, DDO, or off-center strike, you could see the value skyrocket, reaching anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 or more, depending on the rarity and condition of the coin. Why should you care about the 1982 D Washington quarter? The 1982 D Washington quarter is a prime example of how the world of coin collecting isn't just about rare, well-known coins from the distant past. Even relatively recent coins like the 1982 D quarter can hold hidden treasures, especially when they feature minting errors or are in excellent condition. What makes this coin even more exciting is that it's relatively easy to find in circulation, making it accessible for anyone who wants to try their luck at finding a hidden gem. If you're into coin collecting or even just casually interested in checking your change, the 1982 D Washington quarter is definitely one to keep an eye out for. Whether you're looking for a coin in perfect condition, or hoping to discover one with a rare minting error, this coin has the potential to turn a simple piece of change into something worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars.